Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Right now at 6 p.m., we do have new details on the death of a boy in Brford. It's a story we've been following for the last 24 hours since it first broke last night. But we have since learned the boy's father is being charged with murder. You're watching the Fox 61 News here at 6. I'm Tim Lammers. Anthony Esposito Jr. faced a judge for the first time this morning. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is outside New Haven Superior Court with what else we know.
We learned more about the murder of a 12-year-old boy in Brford, but a warning, the new details are disturbing.
It's a clear danger to the community, working to pose his extreme risk to both his family and society.
Anthony Esposito Jr. appeared in court Friday for his arraignment after police say he beat his 12-year-old son, Anthony P. Esposito, to death with a baseball bat. According to court documents, Esposito Jr. told police he heard voices in his head of his late mother and father. He said they told him not to allow his son to get away with disrespecting him. Court documents say Esposito Jr. then went downstairs where his son was, grabbed a baseball bat, and hit him in the back of the head.
Parents are supposed to protect and nurture their children. Instead, Mr. Esposito brutally beat his son with a baseball bat, telling police that his son was disrespectful.
The prosecution in the case says Esposito Jr. also tried to kill his daughter.
He also pushed his 16-year-old daughter down the stairs and admitted to police that if he were able to get a hold of that baseball bat, he would have killed her too.
The 16-year-old was able to escape Esposito Jr. After the attacks, Esposito Jr. got in his car and left the home on Hemlock Road. Police stopped him on Route 79 and arrested him. According to the defense, Esposito Jr. has a long history of mental health issues.
He does indicate to me that he has had mental health issues since the first grade, multiple psychiatric hospitalizations while in childhood. His mother recently committed suicide.
The defense also says Esposito Jr. claims he endured severe physical abuse throughout his childhood.
And that the police report does reflect that he was hearing voices as well.
Esposito is charged with murder with special circumstances and criminal attempted murder. The community has been left shocked and heartbroken in the wake of this tragedy. Anthony P. Esposito was a 6th grade student in the Walsh Intermediate School, a part of the Brford Public School District. Superintendent of Public Schools Christopher Tranberg says, quote, "This heartbreaking news has deeply affected our entire school community, and there are simply no words that can truly express the sorrow we feel." Kimberly White lives in Brford. She says she's still in shock over the tragedy.
I had no words. I'm like blown away because it really is like a quiet neighborhood. I literally feel numb right now. I feel like sad. Esposito's defense argued for a $1 million bond, but due to the nature of the charges, the judge agreed with the prosecution to keep the bond at $3 million. In New Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thank you. We do have breaking news now. An investigation is going on into a deadly fire that happened early this morning in the Oakville section of Watertown. Fox 61's Stefan Reels is out there with the latest.
Yeah, you can see it right behind me. Still a very active scene out here in Watertown. I'll step out of the way so you can get a better look of everything that's going on right now. The caution tape is still up, but we believe that it was that house where the caution tape is right there is where everything happened. Now, 2 people passed away from what the Watertown Fire Department have said. They said that this fire started just before 4 this morning. And when crews first got here, they found that the home was covered in flames. And while they tried to fight back the flames, that's actually when they found the 2 people dead inside the home.
I didn't think the flames were that high. It was a lot of smoke, real lot of smoke. And all of a sudden, you know, I watched it for a few minutes, then the flames started dying down. They must have had it under control and got it out. I guess it burned right to the ground, huh? Yeah, wow.
Right now, the investigation is headed by the State Fire Marshal's office and the Watertown Police Department. Of course, this is still a developing situation, so we'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio. But for now, in Watertown, Stefan Reels, Fox 61.
Stefan, thank you. Early this morning, a car hit and killed a man in Colchester, and that community is still trying to wrap its collective head around what happened. We're also trying to figure out how to make sure it doesn't happen again. Fox 61's Joe Monty is in Colchester now with the latest on the crash and what neighbors are saying tonight.
At around 1 in the morning on Friday, a car hit and killed 49-year-old Sean Schultz just before his 50th birthday at the intersection of Route 354 and Daniel Drive in Colchester. Neighbors tell me they can't believe something like this happened so close to home. Neighbors say Schultz was a father and a nice guy who liked to take walks. He lived on Daniel Drive and was crossing the street when a Honda Civic traveling on Route 354 hit and killed Schultz. The driver was hospitalized for minor injuries. The crash happened right in front of Kathy Raffles' home on Route 354. She says she was shocked to hear what happened.
I'm still shaken by it, and I feel so bad for that family.
She says she'd never take walks on her street for one reason.
I'm a walker. However, I would not walk on my road because of the traffic. I drive to a dry parking lot, and I will walk on a sidewalk.
Brendan Kaliwa, a man who lives a few minutes from Daniel Drive, says he travels in the area daily. He says speeding is a major issue on the road, and he hopes that following this accident, the town will do something about it.
With the blind spots that are, just in the road naturally, I think there's definitely advantages for the police to take advantage of that and put some spot checks out there and let people know that, hey, yeah, we are in the area and we are checking speed and we're trying to make the community safer for everybody.
Kaliwa says he recently had kids and dangerous roadways are on his radar. And while police have not said if this driver was speeding, the message from most neighbors in the area is that drivers need to slow down.
I think speed is the #1 factor involved in all fatalities. I mean, it's literally speed. So if you can just slow people down a little bit, get them to think, get them to react a little bit better, I think the community would be safer.
Neighbors that live on Route 354 tell me the speed limit's around 50, but people go much faster than that. They say they'd like to see a heavier police presence on the street to make sure people stop speeding. In Colchester, Joe Monti, Fox 61.
Joe, thank you. Now, we are on a weather impact alert. You might have looked at the forecast and seen the possibility of rain for a lot of days coming up. But, Deshaun, it looks like maybe the storms we're seeing tomorrow could be severe, huh?
Yes, some of these storms could be severe in the late afternoon and evening. Not a significant threat, but a couple of these could contain damaging winds and small hail as they push through. Again, storms are likely between 4 o'clock tomorrow and around midnight. Right now, our temperatures are pretty warm for this time of the year, sitting in the mid to upper 70s across the board. It is mostly sunny across Connecticut, but we're tracking some pop-up showers and storms, and these storms are weakening as they move to the east. Hartford, we had a couple of showers earlier, and also tracking a stronger cell that is moving into parts of New Haven County. So heads up for those of you in Southbury. This evening, slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm early. Otherwise, expect a partly cloudy and unseasonably night. Tonight, our temperatures will fall into the mid-upper 50s, so again, very warm for this time of the year. Planning to walk your dog? Definitely walk it before midday tomorrow. Tim?
Deshaun, thank you. Well, it is most likely that a lightning strike caused a house fire in Avon early this morning. Firefighters were called to King Richard's Court just after 3 a.m. Several fire departments show up to help put the fire out. And we're told everybody, including the family pets, got out safely. Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. But again, Avon's volunteer fire chief said last night's harsh weather is probably what caused it. State police released new images of a man who they say robbed a bank in Thompson. They're hoping you can identify him. Take a look. This is a story we first reported on last night. State police said this man robbed Hometown Bank on Riverside Drive around 12:30 yesterday afternoon. They said he showed a black handgun, demanded some cash, and then took off with more than $3,000. They said he was last seen getting into a black SUV. It might have been a Ford Edge, but it did have Massachusetts plates, and it was parked near Town Hall, and eventually was seen headed north on Route 12. So call state police if you can identify this man. And remember, you can send in your tips anonymously. Well, we got new video of a chase on Route 2 that ended with a crash and with a long list of charges for one man. State police said 24-year-old Marcus Doughton was driving erratically on Route 2 in Basra Wednesday in a damaged Lexus that had a fake license plate. Troopers said they tried to stop him, but he took off and eventually was driving as fast as 120 miles an hour, swerving through traffic and through a construction zone. The chase ended in Glastonbury when Doughton crashed, they said, right off of exit 8. They arrested him on dozens of charges, including DUI, drug possession, and reckless endangerment. One man is expected to be okay, relatively, or at least survive after he was shot repeatedly in Hartford last night. Police responded to Sisson Avenue around 9:30 p.m. An officer said they found a man in his 40s suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. But they did say he was alert and conscious when officials took him to the hospital. At this point, they don't know who shot him. So if you know, please call the Hartford police. Enfield police are investigating a deadly crash that involved a motorcycle and pickup truck. They said it happened just after 9 o'clock last night on Town Farm Road. That's right outside of Grassmere Country Club. The person on the motorcycle died at the hospital. Police identified him as 32-year-old Joshua Martinez of Enfield. Officials said the pickup driver that hit him wasn't hurt. We have new developments on a story we've been following for months. East Lyme's embattled Police Chief Michael Finkelstein is no longer in charge. The town's first selectman confirmed that Finkelstein submitted his resignation today, and it went into effect about an hour ago. This comes amidst 2 pending domestic violence cases from separate arrests last year. Finkelstein's been on paid administrative leave for months. All right, now to a Fox follow-up on a odor issue in Berlin. A food waste facility called Bright Feeds has been at the center of it. Well, Bright Feeds says it's taken some major steps to improve conditions. First of all, the company said it installed a thermal oxidizer back in early April. They said that is the highest level odor solution you can find on the market. And then to reduce noise, they say they've added sound blankets and custom silencers. A consultant confirmed last week that the facility is now in compliance. State environmental officials say there have been no odor complaints since April 15th. Air quality data is still being analyzed by the state, and they said a risk assessment is expected to be complete in about 2 weeks.